Hello, dears. Let's get real. The fear of pain is much greater than the actual experience of the pain itself. Our thoughts, our mind, when they go into fear mode and their imagination, it's way more painful being in that state with your mind than actually to have the experience itself through the body. Whatever the experience is that is we're imagining that is causing us fear, once we face it, it is not ever as painful as we imagine it to be. It can be painful, surely. It can be a great discomfort, yes. Still, on the other side of having an experience that we have feared prior, there's great, great liberation. And when we can look back and reflect, we wouldn't take that experience back. We would have it all over again if that meant to come on the other side and be a little more free, have a deeper understanding. And somehow in this human journey, it is through experience that we get to learn the deepest lessons. People can tell us all the things we want, we can read all the books, but unless we have an embodied experience, it may not mean anything. It's the difference from concept to an actual integration and wisdom, the difference between knowledge and wisdom as well. So I'd like to share a little story with you because this is a story of going through the pain, facing it, giving it the space and time to unravel. And then on the other side, there's been deeper pleasure, yumminess, expansion, freedom within my being. Growing up, I had the most painful moon cycles. My menstruation would just be so incredibly painful, disabling. That was the only time I'll take pills, ibuprofen. And I do not definitely recommend that because it messes up with your gut and then it may take years to repair, my experience. So for many, many, many years, I'll take ibuprofen because I'll literally won't be able to even get up. And sometimes even the pills won't help. That's how deep the pain in my womb was. And to say that this body can take pain, I've had migraines throughout my life also that I've healed, and just these deepening, disabling pains within the body to just be with them for hours and hours at a time. So at some point, about 7-8 years ago, there was the same kind of journey. I got up, I woke up, and then I got my menstruation. I started bleeding, and it was so painful. I was supposed to work that day, and I just decided I'm gonna stay at home and I'm gonna be with this pain and I'm gonna extract all that is here for me. And at this point, I was deeper in my healing journey and deeper into going into the subconscious, unconscious, shadow work, and becoming more and more aware and extracting the information from those places within my psyche and within my body. So I had made at this point this womb oil with castor oil and different herbs, and I started massaging my womb. I was giving it some loving attention and just kind of bringing that intention that I'm gonna be with you right now and we're gonna be together in this, and I'm not gonna look away and suppress, numb my pain. Instead, I'm just gonna be with it. So I drew myself a bath and I laid in the bathtub. I It must have been there for about 3-4 hours. At that point, time was lost. It was just drawn into infinity. And I started breathing into the pain, and I started going into the pain. Now, looking back, I truly took myself on a shamanic journey. My own shamanic journey into the womb, into the underworld, through my breath, through my precision of focus, through my surrender and let go, and holding space for the pain, which pain is literally just information. It carries information. As I went in and deeper into the womb, deeper and deeper into the pain, I went on a journey. I went on a journey of connection with my ancestors, all the women on my mother, grandmother's side and beyond, women that I don't know about, and it wasn't even about the woman. It was those women, those archetypes, and what they held within their own system. All the pain, grief, shame, judgment, anger, any kind of emotion that you can think of that is just so gut-wrenching. This is what it was shown to me. And to say that I was carrying that inside of me, it was being so clear, that direct relationship, that those women, those archetypes were residing within my DNA and then within my womb. And that pain was just this inflammation. That pain was this information that was asking me to pay attention and to extract the information. And I finally did. I kept going into the pain, and I kept feeling all these different aspects of that pain, all the different stories of betrayal, of mistrust, of feeling completely abandoned and left behind, and how all of that on a cellular level was being carried inside of me. And I really sat with it. I was immersed in the water, in the tub, and I just really gave myself the space and time to be with all of it. Needless to say, once I felt complete, came out of the bath, so much release had come into my womb, so much more lightness, spaciousness. I started feeling more of this cauldron energy, of this spaciousness, where before it felt very heavy and tight, inflamed, screaming really for attention. So ever since that time, now every time I bleed, and that has just progressed into this deep, yummy, intuitive oracle time for me. When I start bleeding, it feels psychedelic. It feels everything slows down, and I return more to the earth and her wisdom, literally to the womb of creation, to the mother. And it just feels like the pulsation of the earth is drawing me into my body, into slowing down, into yumminess, richness. My intuition is hyper expansive at that point, and sometimes there's just greater capacity even for pleasure. This has never happened to me prior to this shamanic initiation, where during my moon cycle, during my bleeding time, I would just be so aroused. My whole body will feel this orgasmic buzzing sensation. Why? Because now there's spaciousness here. Because now, through the spaciousness, this divine cosmic energy, consciousness, yummy Shakti Kundalini can move through me because I was able to extract the information that that pain was providing me, to meet with it, to become intimate with it, to get to know it, to connect with it. And through that, I was able to release it. And isn't it just amazing of how many years being so disabled in this pain? And I can so clearly see that in those moments, there was just so much fear too in my being and stress. Oh, here is coming my bleeding time again, and here I'm gonna be in pain again, and I would dread this time, just the thought of it. And this happens every month, right? So for so many years, so many months, in it, until I willfully chose to break this pattern, to take a different action, and to claim my own power of healer, to claim my own power of oracle. When I went into this experience, I didn't know what's going to be on the other side. I didn't have assumptions that I'm going to heal myself and it's going to feel different. I just went with the intention to be intimate with what is showing up for me for a first time, to strengthen this relationship with my body, this body that carries information, and for me to become intimate with it. So I didn't have assumptions and expectations of what it's going to be on the other side. There was innocence and pure intention of just deepening of connection. Yet through this experience, then I've had many more where I would face my fear of painful experience, and on the other side, there will always be this reward from the universe of more pleasure, more liberated state, expanded state of beingness, of consciousness, of awareness, of presence with all there is. And that truly feels like freedom, to be free in this physical play existence. The fear itself holds us captive. When we take the action to go into the fear, there's something so much more incredible on the other side. And because there is this full spectrum of totality, from pain to pleasure, you cannot have one without the other. Meaning, unless we go deeper into the other spectrum of polarity, we cannot really go deeper into the other spectrum of polarity. They coexist together. They're not separate from each other. This is what true Tantra is as well, when we do not deny anything, and the inside is the outside and the outside is the inside, and we're constantly opening ourselves and truly becoming intimate and making love with every sensation, with every experience, where we no longer resist or fight with anything that comes in our way. We greet it with openness, empowered state of connection, of intimacy, of embrace. And through this now, anytime I have felt now pain, I can also feel the pleasure, the gratitude, the yumminess, because I'm open to the totality of life. And this is here for you. This is here for all of us. So we no longer need to numb away, distract, look the other way. And through having these experiences and stepping and being integrated in this wisdom, your own unique wisdom, your own unique experience that come to greet you, to fully face them. Consciousness is here, awareness is here, divine power, love is here, and the true realization that only love is real. Because anything that it isn't of love eventually disappears. dissolves and returns back to its original essence, which is love itself. So much love from my heart to yours. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving. May this benefit you in your life, into your remembrance, and return home into the womb of creation. Blessed be.